for my wins. I need my ends. This life is real. If they pretend, came off the bench. I get it in. I get it in. I get it in. And for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real. If they pretend, came off the bench. I get it in. I get it in. I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend, came off the bench. I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend, came off the bench. I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and my only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend, came off the bench. I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. And for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, if they pretend, came off the bench. I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Time to run it all. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Wet. Time to run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Time to run it all. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Wet. Time to run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, wet. Tell them run it all, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell them run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, wet. Tell them run it all, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell them run it all. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip this, wet. Tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, wet. Tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it all.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. And let's get it, let's see what we got going on. Happy, today is Wednesday. See what we have here in the middle of the week. Start off with the calendar here. Today is Wednesday, so we're pretty clean, man. Even London, yeah, very relaxed week this week. Not really too much things crazy. FOMC, remember, it's late. We're all good, man. So clean day today. Nothing to worry about there. And let's get straight into the analysis here and take it from there. So let's see daily time frame on gold here, closing bullish. Kind of stuck at this previous 4-hour support here. We can see that there. Rejecting off that, so mixed session bias today. Trying to retrace some of yesterday's move, it seems. And 1-hour time frame also continuing down here. Nothing I really need to mark. Excuse me. And 30-minute as well, same thing, very clean candles. Now, continuation is the risk here. Continuation is the risk. We don't really like continuation in London these days. So pullbacks here creating resistances. I would be interested to take sells back down. So continuation trade today is a lovely clean zone here. Can we trust it? We can if we go very aggressive. If it pushes down, it should push down. If not, I'm looking for these pullbacks to create resistance, something that's going on right now. Once we create resistance, I can look for sells, especially if the 1-hour wants to close bullish. That's a bad sign for continuation. So we're better off selling towards that 1-hour low once it's made. So let's see how this forms. Regardless, it's going to create a support here if it closes bullish. So we'll see if that is created in the next 7 minutes. With it being mixed session bias, there is potentially for us to reverse. But I do not see any plausible reversals until we break above this 1-hour structure here. Or retest something for potential buys. And what I would need to retest probably previous 4 hours, something like that. We have no 1 hours, no 30 minutes, really nothing really to retest. So that's what I'd be looking for. So let's see how this ends up forming and take it from there. Moving on to DAX. DAX broken out yesterday, kind of similar to today, kind of similar to yesterday, while we saw it coming out of the range, and then a pullback was given there. So daily looking good, breaking above the range here. 4-hour time frame, same story here. 4 hours amazingly clean. Very, very, very big ranges on 4-hour. 1-hour time frame, we do have quite a few resistances. We're sitting at one right now, and we have one above head here. Wonder if this is going to be, we're going to put this P1. And let's see about this current one here. 1R. And then we move this to, we'll leave it like this for now, see what 30 minutes is saying. 30 minutes a little bit higher, gonna match that. And we'll see what 15 minutes is saying. 15 minute I do believe is a little bit more messy, but we have this wick to fill. So I actually think we can push through the zone cleanly because we have a double wick here. Clean on 30, clean on 1 hour. So get confused on 15, but higher time frame tells a different story. We could react off these small resistances, but we'll see by then. Right now, this is the pullback I want to see. Ideally, I'm buying from pullback. So I'm not too worried about these resistances. If this can pull back, retest somewhere, retest maybe previous or even key level here, 24,000. We start to create some sort of supports. I'll look for buys back up. Pretty similar to yesterday's play. Just trying to repeat that. If we're in a full continuation mode today, we're going to see higher lows, higher highs. We're going to see price continue. We're probably looking for buys above the highs here. So that's what I'll be looking for here on DAX. Very simplistic plan here. 4 hour closing bullish, daily closing bullish, bullish bias. Looking for buys for myself here. Moving on to USD JPY to have a look at that as well. See what we're saying here. A little bit more messier side today on the 15. Previous daily closing bullish though. Nice bullish candle close, set up 2. This is closing mixed here. Have a lot of BS here. Honestly, if you start to reject this up here, you could maybe look for sells with changes of structure, but nothing so far. I think gold and DAX are looking way cleaner than USD JPY. So let's see how this develops. Buys above here potentially, but we need to see structure first. Compared to gold today, we have much bigger ranges on gold and just as big range on DAX here. So I think that should be our focus for the day as there's more opportunity, and then let USD JPY develop. and see if it brings anything cleaner than what we currently see with the range right there. And that's basically it. That's basically the plans here. Let's see what we have end up happening on the charts and take it from there. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the analysis. Hopefully everything is clear in terms of the initial analysis. Now we'll see and wait for the setups and then trade based when the setups come here. So that's it. And yeah, I appreciate you all. Make sure to do the YouTube business. Leave a like on the stream. Only 20 likes. If you don't leave a like, you're gay. There's a lot of gay people here, but you know, so we want to avoid that if you're not one. So up to you. So it's your choice. You can decide what you want to pick. DAX early morning setup 2 second time, 3 out of this week. Yesterday, what about yesterday's one? Yesterday's one came back to break even, right? And also it's all different times. That's the big problem, is what time they're at. That hit 1-to-1? I don't think so. Let's have a look. I doubt it hit 1-to-1. Let's say you ran this 36 for 27. Not yet, man. Not yet. Like this, yeah, if you held the drawdown, yes. If you held the drawdown. But then you just got a better entry. You got a 1-to-2. That only gave you a 1-to-1, but London gave you a 1-to-2 with the 5-minute pullback here. It was a much better entry, right? Smaller stop losses, quicker TP. So if we get the same thing, would be nice. But there are options, yes. There are options. Like that is an option here. But the problem is what time? Like look at this time. This came at 9 o'clock. This one came at 8:30. So what's the time? How are you gonna confine it? What if the entry comes at 7:30? You're gonna take it? Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. This one here is 8:30. The yesterday one is 9 o'clock. So what are you gonna say? 1 hour pre, 2 hours pre, 3 hours pre? Because this is 2 hours pre, 1.5, 2 hours. Yesterday's one was 1 hour pre. So you need to confine it to one spot and make sure it's consistent. It was never consistent for me. That's the time I'm up. Fair enough. What is category is stock is DAX in? DAX is an indice. It's not a stock, it's an indice. So it's something that has multiple stocks in it. Like US 30, like NASDAQ, like the S&P. Yo bro, you feel like this year has been different on gold from previous? No. We're just having a bigger consolidation this year than we've had in previous. If you look at daily time frame, remove drawings. Look at the consolidation we're in. Last year, if you take this same time last year, we also consolidated, right? This is May. If you measure the consolidation, it was about 87 days of consolidation. But what was nice is we made a new high, pulled back, and then made another new high. This time, and this was 87 days, then we broke out. This time we make one high, we pull back, we don't make a new high, we pull back, we get stuck in the mid-range. And this consolidation has been working for 113 days so far, 110 days. 110, 111 days. So we're definitely longer than last year, and there's no signs of resolution anytime soon with that. Did therapy go good for hamstring today? Not today, it was on Monday. But yes, just some boring stuff. You know what it's like. Thanks for asking though. Just boring stuff. So DAX here is trying that pullback I spoke about, right? So let's see if this pullback can continue down now. 1 hour is a great close. Unfortunately not above resistance, but it is above its own resistance. So it's not closing back in the range, but it's not closing in a new range. Well, we have its own wick to fill. So now we need to see if this wants to pull back further, or are we going to do a consolidation break, consolidation break, consolidation break. And today, can we try a breakout in that case? In that case, can we try a breakout and just be super aggressive, come back, starts to... because we've had time, it's not been a straight dump. It kind of moves and then fails. So if it moves and fails, you get out. So it gets a chance to get out, but you just have to be aware of that. We just don't want to miss a day that goes and fills a 4-hour range like this. It's a beautiful range. Not really a day you want to miss. If it's going to continue. You always on German 40, you don't get any setups on gold? I do, you can check my journal. I literally took the third trade from this, I took a gold trade, so I do get setups on gold, yes. Bottom week on DAX, we'll see on broker. No, nothing on broker. I saw the US 30 set up 5 minute. That was the trade, man. That was the trade yesterday, yes. What's your bias on US 30 and NAS? I don't know. I'm not trading it in London session, but right now the bias on US 30 is mixed bias, and NASDAQ is mixed bias as well. You can use my daily bias indicator. Just type Tradesharpe session bias in Tradingview. It's free. How do you use 5 minutes in your strategy? Watch my YouTube video right here that says 5 minutes. Simple, insane 5 minute. Go watch it right now. Hey champ, thanks for all the education you give us. Much love. Appreciate you, man. See, selling lows here. How many people do you think sold this low? I can guarantee a lot of people sold this. Yep, especially that it broke the low. Straight to stop loss. Not even 1 pip of profit. Do not sell lows in London right now. Not the smartest idea. Wait for pullbacks. I sold that low. Ouch. Unlucky. Has been the way. That's why we're avoiding it. See, I'm interested. I want to see DAX. Get above the range. Did you take US 30 yesterday? Yeah, we were live streaming yesterday. Took it on futures though. Big announcement. 1 year free smoke. Let's go. Nice, man. Well done. Well done. Let's celebrate with a cigarette. What do you think? Exactly. Past 2 weeks have been brutal with London. I've been cooked over and over. I also sold that damn low. Yeah, John, we've been saying it. Just have to trust what I've been saying and just be like, Harry would be like, don't sell the lows now. I know it's hard to not believe it won't go down, but it's not New York, man. It's not New York. New York, yeah, I agree with it. It should continue, but you just have to stop and be like, that's why I stopped it. You know, you need that realization period and be like, oh shit, yeah, actually, you're right. You know? Very interesting DAX here not making a bottom wick. It is very much preferred if we do, because it's a 1 hour time frame here. None of our brokers seem to have it as well. So it would be a lot more comfortable situation if we could form a bottom wick here. Does your group members share trade ideas with each other? Yeah, they would. I mainly do my trade idea sharing, and then as well if they have something drastically different. But you know, a lot of the time it's around the same idea. Maybe some of the other group members might be entering in slightly earlier or something like that. What's your take on buying 5-10k accounts via 150k account to train my psychology? I've been learning, but I don't see any progress because I don't take serious on my demo. You don't take serious because you have no accountability. So you want to invest into account to just give money to these prop firms. Save your money and actually invest into proper guidance and proper education would be better. That doesn't mean you have to buy my exclusive group. It could even be something as investing into a backtesting software to prove your skill, because you're not seeing progress. You need to prove your skill. If you want to add risk to the table, I would recommend opening a $100 account and risking, you know, whatever you feel. So if that's $5, $10, risk that, you know, $100, but you could save your money. Tradesharpe, I'm thinking to buy instant funded account. Most of them are scams, man. You know, you have a high chance of failing. It's like, that's why it's instant. How do you trade mixed session bias? You watch my mixed session bias video. Literally come to my YouTube channel, search mixed bias. Once you search mixed bias, boom, how to find the direction with mixed bias. You can watch mixed bias video or watch it in the free course. There's a 2025 one, so watch the updated one. Do you give reply on email? Depends what the email is about. If it's something I'm not interested in, then I don't reply. The team normally handles my emails and they will forward things to me. I've told them what not to forward to me and what to forward to me. So they forward all inquiries are forwarded. Anyone asking to sell me their software, to sell me their copywriting services, to sell me if I'm looking for job opportunities. No, if I have job opportunities, if I'm looking for service, I will make an announcement. What's the risk reward of your trades? 1 to 2? No, my risk reward is 1 to 15, 1 to 25, 1 to 80. Depends on how good we get the market conditions. Sometimes we can push 1 to 100, but that's, you know, not every single day we get that position. Maybe every other day. You know, can't expect 1 to 100s every day, but you know, every other day maybe we're lucky, you know. Beginner below 1 to 100, not worth it. Exactly, man. All these guys online, you know, trading 1 to 1, waste of time, man. Why should I risk and get back what I risked, you know? Why should I make double? Why should I risk 1,000 and make 1,000 profit? Doesn't make sense. Why can't I risk 1,000 and make 100,000? Right now we're talking. Now we're talking. Right? You know, and they say, okay, that's rare to get that. But that's the point. We do it every other day. You know, not every day, okay, that's fair. But every other day makes more sense, you know. So maybe today we don't make 100,000, but then tomorrow, you know, guaranteed 100%. It's like no other, you can't lose. 100%. Milking money. Falls out the sky. It's that easy. How long did it take you to be profitable? 2 years, man. A little bit more serious, 2 years. But when I was like on and off in 2019, I was like kind of doing it, kind of not doing it. So almost 3, man. Also, I was profitable for a little bit in 2020 because I was trading crypto and all you had to do is press buy. So I thought I was profitable, but I wasn't, because I was profitable but not consistent. What percentage do you risk per trade, if you don't mind me asking? Oh, of my account will be... So it's a personal account. If you're funded, I recommend you risk 1%, maybe 2% if you're a good trader. But of my personal account, I risk 3% and sometimes upwards. Depends on if I'm withdrawing or not. Changes, right? But I don't go 1% risk on personal. Maybe I would if I just going low risk on a trade, you know, it's okay, but... I'm happy to risk 5% of personal. I can reduce personal, risk more. Do you recommend Tom Hugard's book? I haven't read it myself, but others who have read it did like it. So in that case, yeah. So DAX is hovering here. This is interesting. We didn't see it hover like this. This is also making me believe we might see more of a breakout than a pullback. If we're going to hover, consolidate, then breakout. Still no bottom wick. It's trying to make one. Catch up on gold here. Gold still pulling back. Pretty strong resistance zone here, here, here. I've been here for a few days and I really enjoy your insights. My strategy is completely different to yours, but I have already learned something from you. Amazing. I find whenever I make an investment of my capital into my account, I always lose the first trade. Yeah, I had that problem as well. Whenever I increase risk, I lose the first trade. So what did I do? I took the opposite of my first trade to stop that from happening, and I still lost. At that point, you know, I just cried myself to sleep. Really, it's a disaster. I'm like, okay, fine. Every time I increase risk, I lose the first trade. So let me take the opposite. If I want to take a buy, I'll take a sell. Took the sell, buy plays out. It's like, fuck, man. So now I just accept the L, man, if it comes. I accept the L and, you know. Gold set up 5 valid entry. No 15, man. No 15. With 15, yes. But very hard at that point. We could have just continued down here, straight dump. You know, we had 30 bearish, 1 hour bearish, 1 hour close below previous range. Too many stuff bearish. If we had a 15 close, I would have liked it, yeah. It's a nipple close above as well. GBP JPY, should we sell now? We're at a fair value gap. I'm not interested in filling gaps, especially those of charts. Let's see what GJ is doing though. Disaster. That's what it is. Nice daily close. Boring 4 hour close. Boring 1 hour range. Oof, very choppy. I mean, it's a great sell zone, man, if it breaks out, but breakouts don't work, man, on GJ recently. You have to be very careful of a breakout. Prefer to see this, then pull back, or pull back first, then sell it. You can sell it on pullbacks, but, you know, close below here typically would be a A+ setup. You'd have an amazing move, but recently, nope. You can't be trying that stuff. If we look for sells today on gold, we probably needed to close back outside this range, so bearish closure outside this range. That's what we would need. We'll see in, excuse me. We'll see in 12 minutes. We'll see what DAX is doing. Still no bottom wick on DAX. Very interesting here. I do feel like it does need one. Only 20 minutes into the 1 hour candle. So we have a lot of time for this to create it, and we're struggling to go up. If you want to be profitable, just do the opposite of what you think you should do. It's harder than you think. I did that at one stage, and I just ended up 50-50. I don't know what you're gonna say, but I haven't bathed for 100 days. I haven't brushed, going crazy all in trading. Yeah, you fucking stink, man. Just go take a shower, bro. Fuck's sake. Brush your teeth, man. Ain't gonna make you lose money for brushing your teeth. If you were a real trader, you would be able to brush your teeth and trade at the same time, because that's the beauty of trading. You can put it on your phone. That's the real thing, man. What the fuck, gross. I wonder if we were gonna reject of these. We've crossed through it with multiple wicks, but we need to still keep an eye on them. Now we crossed through it already again here, but we'll keep an eye on them, just with boxes, just to see. Surely he's joking, for sure. High chance. Would you be interested in breakout if it doesn't create? It's tough because it's the 1 hour candle. If it was a 15 or 30, I don't care. But since it's the 1 hour candle and we're rejecting so much, I feel like there's a high chance we should come and make one eventually. And I don't want to be part of that if I'm in a buy, right? I prefer always prefer that. I believe you should never do what you think. It should only be what data tells you you should do. I've won trades that I didn't want to enter because I stuck to the plan. It's also a good point you make, yeah. Those who are just joining up right now, I'm mixed bias on gold, but I'm more on the selling side. Gold has pulled back. Selling lows is not a good idea. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for potential closes below here for sells to continue down. We will see after this candle closes here in 9 minutes. On DAX, I'm kind of wanting a bottom wick on the 1 hour. And if I try a breakout today, I'll need to see some good conviction that a breakout will work. If I see it come up and it starts to struggle, I'll get out immediately because it's just not been working recently. So I don't care if it flies for the rest of the day. I'm trading probabilities, not guesswork. Ideally, I want actually this to pull back and let me get an entry off a pullback. But right now, we're just consolidating for now. 5 minutes stuck in a consolidation, 1 minute stuck in a consolidation. So either we break up or we break down. Statistically, we have seen a lack of continuation in these markets. Plus, there not being a bottom wick here, we could easily see a candle try to fake out and then get a move down, then get the real move. That is also possible. So we have to be very careful. Which again, hence, if I'm going to try a breakout today, I need to be very aggressive. So that's the plans I'm looking at for now. We're seeing support being formed here on gold. We're still lacking to make resistance. It being mixed bias, buys will make sense today. But what we need to see for buys is to get above this 1 hour. Just really bad buying ranges. Again, I do not want to buy breakouts. I would want to buy something closing above here, pulling back, then continuing potentially. Something like that. This is where we get the fake out, if anything. We see this, everyone jumps in buys, it retests maybe here, give you a couple of pips of profit if you're lucky, then we're down here, and then maybe later we push up for buys. That is potential. I mean, if we just keep pulling back, it's not bad, because if we start to change structure again, this is big range for us to sell back down if it wants to sell. You know? If it wants to sell, it's really nice range. So that's something we have to consider. See, I have DAX on my other monitor. I think we're starting to make a bottom wick finally. Trying. We are bullish bias on DAX today, so I don't want to be a seller. Oh, come on. Don't tell me it's going to stop there. Let me see on broker if it actually made one. Imagine that's it. Game over. Yeah, it did make one. So we do have a wick now. So that was high chance, right? High chance for that to happen. Now let's see if it wants to pull back to previous daily. We'll see where it wants to pull back to. We will see where it wants to pull back to. But now I'm happy to, if it does want to break out now, I'm happy to try that aggressively. Just if it's going to be consolidation breakout, that's normally the case. We just have to manage aggressively, no chance. Give it no breathing room. Normally we give it breathing room, but in this case, no breathing room. Ideal scenario, we pull back and I'm buying off pullbacks. 1-to-1 is too risky? No. 1-to-1 is not risky at all. Because if you have above a 70% win rate, 1-to-1 is very efficient. Because what if you don't get paid 1-to-1s? You see, that is the issue. Now you're not making anything. Because if the market moves only little, then you're trying to search for a smaller stop loss. Then you search for a smaller stop loss to get better risk to reward. And then you get stopped out more often. So now you just end up in this. Have you ever seen that game where you have like maybe 3 columns here and you have to make all of them align, right? You have to make all of these circles align. But if you move this up, this one goes down, right? Maybe it's up here. This one goes down. If you move this down, this one goes up. If you move this one up, this one goes down again. This is the same situation you end up in trading when you're trying to adjust stop loss and adjust target. So you bring your stop loss higher to get better RR, but now you start losing more trades. So now you use a bigger stop loss and now you start not getting your 1-to-1s, right? The trades don't play out, so you never get any profit. So then it's about finding that perfect balance of where you're in that sweet spot. And once you find the sweet spot, that is where you want to stay. You don't want to try and manipulate that. And you realize that the chart sometimes will give you more than a one-to-one, and sometimes it will just give you that one-to-one. So you accept what the chart is saying, and instead of you dictating, you let price action dictate. And that's what makes your decision, is what you see, not what you think. This is interesting, this full consolidation here, huh? Pre-London. We did have a pretty decent push pre-London. Well, pre-Frankfurt we had a pretty decent push pre-Frankfurt, and now pre-London we're consolidating. Not always the case here, but still pretty early, man. In this case, I think we'd either see a move in the next 15-20 minutes, or it's going to be at London Open. It's one or the other right now, actually. Flowers to you and your chat. Yo, man, hope you're well. What do you do during negative RR? You accept it if you're happy with that technically, right? Our buys valid is 30. I'm not taking a breakout buy on gold. No. I actually would look to sell from here if we start to create resistance. I'd be happy to sell from here. US 30, I mean, DAX, I think the plan's still going to be potential. Maybe try breakout. If not, we need it to pull back. There's nothing you can take in this range. Which books did you read to learn trading? None. I didn't. There's not many good trading books. There's good psychology trading books, but technical books, not really. The only book I had something close to technicals and to learn trading is a book called The Intelligent Investor. But as I read that, it was a very complex book for me, guys. A very complex book. It's this book here, Intelligent Investor. It's very complex. I mean, some of the stuff in here, you know, if you're a beginner, like they actually give you like full, you know, they give you full Dow theory. This is Dow theory here. I was studying it. I highlighted some stuff. Let's see what I highlighted here. You don't want to read a book, you want to study a book. This is what I highlighted. Timing is of great importance to the speculator because he wants to make his profit in a hurry. The idea of waiting a year before his stock moves up is repugnant to him. But a waiting period as such is of no consequence to the investor. What advantage is there to him having his money uninvested until he receives some, presumably trustworthy signal that time has come to buy? He enjoys an advantage only if by waiting he succeeds in buying later sufficiently at a lower price to offset his loss of dividend income. What this means is timing is of no real value to the investor unless it coincides with pricing, that is, unless it enables him to repurchase his share under previous selling price, blah, blah, blah. Essentially, with all of that complex thing, what they're saying is, all of you guys, FOMO trading are bound to lose, where an actual investor who makes money can wait 1 year because he knows that the time he waits is actually earning him money because it's setting him up. So he's waiting for a certain amount of time. That time he's waiting for earns him money because he knows that it's setting him up for something better compared to the guy who just wants to randomly jump in. So basically wait 1 year in stocks, yeah. In stocks, yeah. Trading, no, but stocks, yeah. I mean, there's some more interesting stuff in there. It's a very complex book, some of the stuff, you know. Read it when you were 14? Damn, GG. That's impossible. I was reading it when I got that book when I was 19. Still, I didn't understand, man. I was completely put off by it. Especially when they get into the numbers part. And they're talking about dividends and calculating that and this and that. It's like, oh my God. I guess he pays no rollovers? No, you would never pay rollovers if you're sitting in cash. If you're sitting in cash, you wouldn't pay rollovers anyways. Bullish bias on EU, nice pullback entry and decent move. How do you see it? Yeah, you know, how do I see it? Daily at resistance. 4 hour at resistance. You need to get above resistance if you want to see bullish moves, man. Otherwise, you're trading pullbacks. A lot of resistance here. Nasdaq 15-minute S1 forming. 15-minute S1. It would be if it wants to continue at this time. New York would be different. Don't have enough data on this time, but as a setup, that is an S1, yes. All right, 30-minute here closed. Really weak here on DAX. DAX is just consolidating for now, guys. It doesn't really know what it wants to do, so we're going to let it do its thing. Gold still continuing here. This candle closed above here. I'll be interested to see. I doubt there'll be enough range. 28, where's 28? All the way up there. I'm definitely not taking those type of buys right now in these conditions. New York maybe with the 5-minute structure we have right now, yes, but otherwise no chance. I would actually look to sell from here. Thoughts on universities as a trader? Some influencer traders promotes not going into anymore. What's your stance? If you have the opportunity to go to university to study something useful, then you should go. It's a luxury. Many people dream of going to university. It's a great backup. But if you are someone who's already seeing success and grinding on something, maybe you could hold off for a year and take a gap year and really explore yourself. So you will know within that time if it's something that's going to help you or, you know, not help you. You see, for me, I planned to go to university, but the time I planned to go, we had all of these lockdowns and everything. So I had time to explore. And my whole idea when I was going to go to university was not to go to one where I was just going to study, entrepreneurship, and the program I was taking, you had to open a business while you took the program. That was the whole reason I wanted to do it. I don't agree with going to university for boring stuff. Of course, you have to go to university to specialize. And I'll tell you one thing, guys. You have to sacrifice a lot to be an entrepreneur. University, you get to experience a part of life that basically I could experience, but I've decided not to, right? You don't get to meet people in an environment where you are pushed to be together. develop relationships, have this type of stuff. When you're entrepreneur, it's you versus you, man. You stay in yourself. You don't really have much friends. You cut them out because they're all in university. You're by yourself. You are networking with people a lot older than you who have done a lot more in life, taking value from them. You're learning to avoid people who are trying to rob you of your time, rob you of your energy for their benefit and no benefit of yours. You have to block out all the... It's very complex. It's very complex. So it's a different thing, you know. So there is benefits. Thanks for your answer, bro. Coincidentally, I'm currently enrolled in a 3-year entrepreneurship degree. Yeah, man, that's good, man. I won't quit for that. You can do it at the same time. Since there's no good books on technical, why not start one of your own? Slowly over time would be a banger book. Because the reason is because that's a strategy book, not a technical book. There's so many different ways of technicals in the market that if you make one book, you're making a book about your strategy. You're not making a book about a general good knowledge in the market. You're making your specific strategy. And that's where the problem is because if people wanted to trade strategy, it's a banger book. Where or who did you learn from when you started in trading, bro? I learned from a crypto guy called Eric Crown. That's my first person who got me into trading. I enrolled in Tradesharpe exclusive university. Yeah, this is modern education, man. The one thing I don't like about school and education is you learn from someone who hasn't done it themselves, right? They teach you business, but they haven't done it themselves. They haven't built $1 million businesses. They haven't built this, right? But at least in this online education these days, you are learning it from people who have done it yourself. So meaning I'm a person who trades. I help people to trade because I trade. I'm not teaching you concepts, but actually guys in university, yeah, theories, exactly. A 22-year-old AI programmer was recently offered 250 million bonus by Bill Gates. Yeah, that's why we're pushing hard on AI. We're introducing it to Pip Labs, developing our portfolio in that side of the world. I definitely do agree, John. Definitely do agree. Yeah, the buys could work here. It's just such a messy range, you know. If there's no volume, you're game over, man. You're buying the highs, mid-range. If it just goes, that's it. You've lost. So that's what sucks. It's not like it's a nice clear range. It's a consolidation. So we have to really trust volume through this range. Four hours super close. It's a rough one. At some point, billionaires are gonna find out that if the exchange ever work for an AI, people won't have money to buy shit anymore. This is also true. I do believe AI has a good role if it done correctly in the future, can definitely do a lot of things and help in a lot of processes. Took this entry lower down, it retraced, thought there was a better entry. Is there anything I did wrong? Let's have a look at when this was. This was yesterday. You took this here on GU on a 5-minute. Price pullback, look for the entry. So why not take one of these after the pullbacks? This is right towards the top of the range. So this is that whole triangle concept, right, that we have in the exclusive market positioning. Watch that video. We'll explain it as well a little bit after stream. I'll go into depth. I'll actually rewind this trade. So resend this to me after stream if you're around. If not, then any other time, because I want to check this a bit into depth. But mainly, like, the obvious things here is look how close you are to top of range. And also the pullback would start from here, not from here. Here's too late. There's another pullback, right? You're literally safer entering off this one. You know? But you can trade to the weekly support. Always safer to trade to the weekly support. Plus you're trading on 5 on GU. It's, you know? Like, let's see what 15 was doing at that time. That's more important. Which one did you take here? This one. Maybe. Let me get my bearings. This one here. All right. First issue is the time. Look at the time, man. 12:30. Too late, man. Too late. It's getting too late in the session. 15-minute candle close. Too deep. This is your pullback candle. Look at your range on 15. Not even worth it, man. 5 pip range here. Then you're entering here. Stop loss for your target makes no sense as well. You know, your target here 8 pips. Stop loss here is 13 pips. If you run bigger stop loss, it's even worse. It's your pullback trade has to be this one here, right? And you ignore this resistance to try push through it, right? And then you rely on this 15. Ideally, this 15 close back in the range would be a better trade. Look at the range you're trading in. Very low volume area, man. A lot of inconsistency. Every strong candle is normally followed by a bad candle, right? Strong candle close, bearish candle. Strong candles close, bearish candle. Strong candle close, bearish candle. Strong candles come, bearish candle. Strong candle came, bearish candle. Strong candle here, bearish. It's that range. There's no momentum. You can just zoom out and see that. Right? So this is the stuff. Yeah, 9:30 is getting a bit late for those type of trades, as that's an hour and a half after London Open. Volume normally dies down around, you know, if you're especially taking 5-minute trades. If you're looking to trade around 9 AM, you can look for like a higher time frame, 15, 30. Make sure you have range, have it space, has space, stuff like that. This close like this would have been nice. Gonna wait for the 30-minute close here. This will also be the 1-hour close. If we can close stronger bearish would be nice. Right now this is not too convicting close. It might turn into it, but it looks like it's above the 15 for me. Might close, oh, it just closed below last second actually. That is interesting, it closed below last second. See if we can get a liquidity grab up. Just still weak close to just fully send sells. I would prefer second candle closing bearish than taking it. Prefer wait, yeah. I mean, it's just like super early in terms of how weak the close is. You know, we have 1 hour still bullish, 30 minutes still bullish. The 5 has a break of structure, so it is the sign of starting a move. But what I fear is that we break this low, reject this, and then continue the bullish trend. So I don't think it's ready just yet. But if we liquidity grab now, let's say we come somewhere up here, I will happily have a sell stop here, because if it's all the way up here, it has no chance to flip at least somewhere here. I'd say around 3077,958, around that zone here. I'll basically say when it's a big enough top wick, then that would be grabbing liquidity. What's the point of it flipping here just to go back up again? It makes no sense. So that would prove to me that price is actually ready to now flip and go down, and then I could just have a sell, probably breaking this low here, right? And then actually I could even get away with stops above that current wick, because it should never need to re-break its high after flipping. So I could optimize for risk to reward. You know, that would be ideal scenario, but obviously it wants to flip way earlier. Pretty quick flip that was. But it has a lot of work for 1-to-1 with this long wick here. Let's see how this closes. Because we have a lot of range below here as well. This could be a high low watch. Now we're pulling back on DAX here, huh? Keep that in mind. So we're starting to make the pullback. We want to see a more aggressive pullback come through here on DAX. I wonder how risky you can get with these resistances. Like, is that enough? I need to, because that's how safe waiting for a pullback is these days. Is that the pullback gives you so much better chances than trying the continuation in London. But this is the problem where we are right now. You can take one more dip lower. If it rejects, then you're out break even in this type of position. Let's see how it forms, because the 30-minute close bearish like this is also quite nice. Stop loss would be 20 points as well, same type of stop loss. DAX is also pulling back as well. So we're starting to get that clean range on DAX now starting to form. So the deeper DAX can get right now, the more room we have to buy back up. Especially with the open in 10 minutes, open can wick down heavy. Why didn't we take the breakout on gold on 30-minute? Breakouts on gold now, not doing too well, bro, in London session. Only New York session works well for breakouts. You have to avoid those. PDS not valid anymore on DEX. Let's see. I have it there, yeah. We do have a wick, but not a body, so it's less important, but it still is valid, especially we're reacting off it today, so I leave it on. would not put you off for sells? Nope. Pullbacks are the key, man. Look how easy. I mean, even you can go with such a weak close these days. Just that close. Just this weak bearish candle close is already giving you such an easy opportunity to even be in profit compared to a breakout. It's just pullbacks are just the name. Once you see that move down, that's your initial move. You're waiting for the pullback back up. But I mean, this has a chance to hit break even, but at least it's a shot, you know? It's a shot. I mean, if it rejects here, comes back here, you're out break even, but it's a shot. Like, yeah, this would be concerning typically, but you're not trading straight at it. You can see how we went through it like butter here. You are in sales in gold? No, I'm not. How to really consider that a particular setup is not working from some at that time? Like, doesn't it work in a whole month if you stop trading it? You have to really analyze, man. Take a step back. If you've been following stream, you would understand how I'm able to identify that. It's not a linear process. It's being on top of your game and really just realizing when things are not really doing what you expect them to do and adapt. You know, but you'll need to take a few hits to be able to realize that out. You know, you'll just notice things are not working. The more important thing is stop taking those hits and just sit and watch. Like, that's more powerful, but it's pressurizing when you want to do something, you know. Yo, Moritz. Do you recommend full-time trading? Unless you have good savings, then no. If you're full-time trading to paycheck, it's going to be very tough, right? Because not every month you're guaranteed profit. But if you use trading to have the luxury to earn more money, that can earn probably more than your day job, it is amazing, because you just end up being someone regular and then earn more than you can from just clicking buttons on a screen. Problem is, you don't want a full-time trade, because then you're going to trade too much. Took this on gold, broker closed way above a previous 15. What do we think? I hope you didn't. What is it? The breakout? Yeah, definitely not a trade. This is what we've been saying. You see what's happening, guys? I literally explained this on stream in depth. You see how many people get caught out in that? Not adapt. Breakout, man. Have to leave those. You have to. I was looking for sells, man. I was very close to take a sell where you took a buy. Very close. I'm actually still contemplating if it was a good or bad, like if I could have just taken it with the 5 change of structure here. I'm actually contemplating if this was enough. I was just thought this wasn't going to be enough, this 15 close, but it is enough these days. That's how easy it is. Like, that's the move down. This is the pullback for the move. From here, I was looking for sells. I said if it comes up here, I'm still looking for sells. Like, I'm even considering myself somewhat missed this position, right? But I didn't trust this wasn't deep enough. If it was somewhere here, I loved it. You know, I didn't want to be too aggressive and give back profits that fast. But the buy here was not even in my mind, you know. It's just the breakouts in London, man. You can't do it. You can't do it. They just eat you up. Use it as a pullback. So anytime you see it, think of it as a pullback. But as a setup, yeah, it's not bad, man. It's not bad. Gave a little bit of profits. But, you know. Wanted to give it a shot? Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to break out, but this one is like not even a clear breakout because of this previous resistances here, so it's still a little bit tough. Like the sells was so easy, man. Look how smooth this move was. Not even a pullback to entry, nothing. This is what I'm really thinking now. Like, look at this difference. Five-minute close above previous resistance. Just can't take breakouts. Like, once you have this move down, you have to change your mindset in London to this is the breakout. That was the pullback from the breakout. There's no continuation. These are not reversals. That's your pullback to try get in sells. As this is pulling back, your mindset should be sell, sell, sells. I never even, if you watch, because since it's recorded on stream, you can listen to it. I was talking from here. I said, I'm not buying. Here, I'm not buying. I'm looking for sells, 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 sells. Now you're safer trying to look for a buy after this now. Now your mindset can change back to buys for London, being like, okay, now we pull back from here. How can I get into buys? Maybe we reject somewhere down here. Maybe we form change of structure. You're safer for buys now. That's the difference. How do we know that the change of character is not a sign for price that will go up and down? It's because of the original breakout we have. You know? NY would have worked. NY, it would have been a fine trade, yes. In NY, it's a good trade. With the 5 minute though. Without that 5 minute there, this, not a good trade. Alright, DAX still pulling back, just took its time to do this original pullback. Yeah, it's possible we might want to come down, test the 1 hour. Now we need to see 5 minute structure, break below that, there'll be more sells. 30 minutes closing good, so you just need the pullback. Next 30 minute can make steep top wick, will be good, but you don't have risk to reward. So you need that 5 minute structure to get the risk to reward. You consider looking markets at live? You look at markets at live. I saw it from live market, yes, I saw that from the live market. That's how I knew breakouts were not working in London. Because I was also experiencing that. When a setup comes, it's not your section. You just open a chart and see it. You already have zone marked out, all this stuff. Would you hit the button or watch it play out? If I haven't marked up, yeah, exactly what Gus said. You know? The zones are not going to be accurate because you just came to the chart. So you need to make sure. Because unless you went, but when did you mark up? So that doesn't mean you just came to the chart. If you marked up yesterday, you have to come do fresh. But let's say you marked up and you went to make a coffee. Yeah, of course, I'll take it. I just went to make a coffee. I've not left the charts. I'm still active at the chart. I just went to make a coffee between the candles. How did DAX do at the open? Wick up, still continuing down. So DAX is now retesting this previous daily support Even a support candle here could potentially even give a wick fill if it wanted to. Deeper retest is even better. Understand what we're looking for? Alright, man. Sounds good. Seems like you lived your life with a candle in the wind. Yeah, so I think a little bit... no gold sells? No, the gold sells are already finished. Just had to be aggressive on this close here. So this was enough for gold to do it, man. This was enough for gold to do it. So that's how much you have to follow original analysis. Absolutely crazy. Really crazy to think before you need more confirmation. Here you can get away with less. That's perfect. So yeah, I definitely feel comfortable now. I know what's going on. This is great. This is really great. Easy. Easy, easy. It's a song? Of course I know the song. Let's mark this new 1 hour resistance. $30-minute I don't need to mark it because we have the 1 hour first. How much time since your last trade? Like 6 o'clock yesterday. 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. yesterday. Took US 30 buys. So a couple of like what? Maybe 12 hours. I mean, you know, a little bit more than 12 hours, 14 hours. Honestly, with the 5-minute trade, it's good. Yeah, exactly, right? You can get away with that weaker close. It's very interesting. But imagine, like, if you were looking, like, that's how strong these pullbacks are right now, that you can just get away with that little confirmation. And just trust the idea and go ahead. Let's see if it returns that 1 to 2 same as yesterday. I'm interested to see if this would return the 1 to 2 like yesterday pullback trades. You'd be entering on the break of this low though. Where's your 1 to 2? Wow, I think it might be able to do it. Let's see. I'm interested to know. Definitely gives you your 1 to 1. That's easy. So let's see. We need to collect data if it is giving that 1 to 2s. This wick is really interesting here, makes things a little bit weird. I kind of wish it closed bearish down here so we have space to trade up, not trade into this resistance. Caught a 1 to 4 on GU following my rules. Amazing, man. We have to see, man, how it closes. If it closes all the way up here, you don't have really room. You see my issue. You would need something. I prefer to go down first like this, and then the next candle close above. That would be setup 5, not setup 2. And then you can fill that wick and continue. That's something I would take. But if it closes deep, something like this, this would just be like against my rules. Even though it can play out, but I can't really buy straight into that resistance there. It's right next to the 1 hour. It's just really tough. If this was to, if this was to flip and close bullish is also fine, But again, you just need the room, that's it. So both are fine. As long as this, if this can flip close bullish, stop loss below the wick wherever it leaves the wick. Shorter wick the better in this case now. And then at least you can break even at the 1 hour. We also retested this key level, huh? Need to watch that. Where's to change the style of the line? Hello. How to change the, make it dotted? Where is that gone? Huh? Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. I hate they changed that. How many years I've been using the other one. Very interesting. I think this will be able to do it. Can you see how it doesn't even tickle your break even? It's really smooth. Really smooth. Very powerful these days, this type of entry thing. That's why you have to adapt. GBP JPY is being at 13 means GP worth 196 JPY, but for DAX, what do you say is worth what? Well, it's not a currency pair DAX. DAX is an indice, it's an index. Right, it's showing a price of a bunch of companies. It's an index fund. It's not a currency. It's not DAX traded against something. Obviously, you buy it. You could buy it with dollar. You could buy it with euro. You know, but it's an index, so it's an overall weighted price. If you want to see how that price is calculated, oof, be my guest. I once looked into that, and I'm okay. Full calculations, of course, because they're considering all the companies. Check this out, guys. This is a 1 to 2 here, huh? That's what I said. Potentially to give you that 1 to 2 easily. That is very interesting. Blasts, and that 1 to 2 is also the 1 hour support. Wow. So you really have to hold these trades. If you get 2 of these a week, yesterday's trade plus today's trade, that's 4%. 4% in 1 week. Risking 1%. Like you're done for the week. You see? How would you hold that trade? You have range, man. Your target is 1 hour support. The potential 1 to 2 cause tight SL risky because of the tight SL. Yeah, but this was not actually a tight SL. It was wide because of how long that wick was. The wick, imagine the wick just retested here instead of did this extra. Your stop loss would have been even better. You would have had like a 14, 15 pip stop loss. No top wick, not a threat. It's a threat, but you can hold, you know. It's a threat to get less, yeah, but let's see. By this time here, you're not even at a 1 to 1. So at this point, you're just deciding to hold because you have range. My interesting point is I'm collecting data on that. Would you hold without taking partials? I think you should do. Like, that's what I'm trying to look at now. That's why I'm keeping it in my mind and having it on the screen. So yesterday did it easily. Today did it easily. As long as there's range. If your 1 to 2 was, let's say, below the 1 hour, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense now because it's not a target. But when your 1 to 2 is actually at a target, it's making sense. Because it's at a target. So you're not manipulating charts. Like a 4% week is great. Like that's a banger week, man. Without New York, you could absolutely rinse the markets, man. Plus New York and this will be your best months. You turn something from a negative into a double positive. Welcome to the real world. I wrote this as well, huh? Just have to look. All the answers are there. People coming thinking what the trade is already gone. Not interested what they think. I'm interested in making a profit from these markets. So I'm gonna do everything and talk myself through it and talk to you guys through it. That 1 hour really put me off on gold, so you just ignore it if you really trust sells. Yeah, you have to trust the sells, man. It's the story. I know it's hard to ignore, but first of all, you're not trading at it, so why can't you break even at it? That's my question. Just break even at it. You'll be fine. It will break even at it. You know? You'll be fine. And if you're gonna trust your broker, then that's different, because on my broker, let's double check it. See where we were. My broker doesn't even have that 1 hour. Close. Let's see how far it is away in terms of pip wise. Yeah, a couple of pips, 4 pips. But again, it's a notch, right? It's a notch. It's not a full 1 hour. It's just a notch. So you're gonna allow all of the other confirmations, especially if this closed deep. That's why I wanted a deeper close. We would have been below that as well, right? We would have been below that. Look, there's your 1 to 2. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Easily. You just have to trust this will fake out in London, and then that's it. That will be your opportunity for pullback for sells. Okay, this is a good pullback here, but what time do we have a setup deck? So I've been waiting here for a long time. You took your time here ranging for fucking 1 hour. Now you're giving me a pullback, thanks, but come on. Waiting how long? Like, you should have given me this early like yesterday. Here is the mindset problem. Yes, in concept, but not in application. Why not in application? Because we've pushed up already pre-London to give you the pullback for the sells. You expect again another push up. Volume's done for the session. Because now you've gone up, down, up. So if you actually measure how many pips we moved, this moved 70 pips up. This has now moved almost 70 pips down. 120, 40 pips gone. Right? Now you're expecting another 40, 50 pip move up. You know? So in essence, yes, your thinking is right, but not what might happen, because you only have that kind of one shot. In New York, you can get 2 shots because New York has NY. Let's say NY gave you a buy option. NYSE can come reverse the move and give you the sells. Right? If you look at London here, if we bring sessions on the chart, and you look at London session, right, compared to New York on gold recently. London session here, average move here is being 100 pips. The beginning of New York to the mid is already double, 200 pips. Again, London session, this is London session here. The average to get in London session, the trading window, was 80 pips. If you consider the whole session here, it was 240. But go see New York. New York gave you 400, double. You're getting double the volume in New York. So when you're getting double the volume in New York, it makes more sense to be with that idea. Like, I know I have more volume. In London, it's really being, now you only have your one shot, because we know we have an average of maybe 100 something pips. So the minute we see a volume move with a setup, we can consider that it being done for that pair. Right, and this is being, yeah, this is being on top of things, right? Damn, that was loud. Thank you very much for the donation, brother. You don't need to donate. 200 rupees. Don't know how much that is in dollars. $2, I think. I appreciate it. Free chai karak for everyone. I'm awake now. Yep, definitely woke me up. But let's see his question here. Give it a like. His question: Hey Harry, what will you tell us we can start trading S1 again in London, and how to identify when it's time to adapt to different things, like what we need to change? So the way you tell that setup 1 is ready during London is very simple. It's a process, and the process would be this. Today we consolidated at the top of the range. If breakouts are starting to happen, what is going to happen? Instead of consolidating pullback, we're going to have consolidation. What? Continuation. Because we would have had a move, consolidated to grab liquidity and get the continuation. But instead, right, we're getting consolidation, pullback. Same thing in London here. We would be able to see the continuation in gold. We're not seeing the continuation. We see the pullbacks. So it's something you see. You will get your first few breakouts probably break even. Okay? You will get maybe your first few trades. You will get... you will miss them because you don't trust breakouts. But once you start seeing that trend change, you will see that price during a session does not pull back. Example, NY, we do not have this issue. If you sat yesterday in NY saying I need a deep pullback, right? You're going to miss the whole move. You're going to miss the whole move because it broke out. Same thing in US 30, all of these pairs. So it's kind of that. Are you still interested in DAX? Let's see how she's forming. Coming back towards that zone now. We'll see how it closes in 2 minutes. Needs to close above. Then yeah, it would be, you know, something of interest for sure. Let's see how 1 minute looks. 1 minute looks like a disaster, but we'll see how that develops in 2 minutes. Your break even would have to be 24 actually again. 24 is problematic. So if we miss 2 to 3 breakouts watching them in London, if they play, we can start trading them. Well, it will kind of be like that, right? But we won't miss them because today I was still considering a breakout. I was just going to be very aggressive. But I'm not being fooled by breakout. Like if I see a straight move down, like on gold we had this morning, no chance. I need like a good consolidation, then breakout. Alright, that's not working now. We rejected it, but it's keeping us safe, that zone. So if something closes above here, I will be interested, but for now it doesn't look like we're closing above there. Or maybe last 15 seconds does it, so I might take that back. Might swallow my old words. I'd be surprised, to be honest. I'd be surprised. No bottom wick on USD JPY, huh? Where would you put SL? Below the candle that closes above. That makes sense? Perfect, perfect. Flex. Checking out my sunglasses. I actually need to buy a pair of sunglasses. Check out gold, huh? It's giving you even more, but we can't know this. This is all bonus because it already reached the 1 hour target. Very interesting. Yeah, but you can't predict the 1 to 3 because it reached the 1 hour target. That's your target for the session for now. But you can predict the 1 to 2. The 1 to 3 is obviously, you know, yeah, is like the extra one. Maybe runners could be like, you could close 1% and then leave the rest running, because when you're at a 1 to 2, if you close half, you still make 1%, so it wouldn't be that bad. I think DAX is a bit asleep, guys, if I'm being honest, not showing me the confidence I would want to see in a chart that wants to get moving towards the upside for now. So I think the best option today was gold. Take note of that. I explained everything there. We're going to pull up tomorrow and finish the week strong. This week we're 2 for 0, 2 wins, 0 losses. Let's see if I can continue that. And we're going to start to, you know, show you guys how to take these pullback entries on stream. So make sure to show up tomorrow. We're going to start to show that. Obviously today I didn't take it with that. Obviously I wanted to, but I thought this was a bit weak. But I'm just experimenting, seeing how it is. It was enough. With the 5 minute, I think, was key here. Big clue. And that's it. That's it. So appreciate you all. Take care. And hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. Much love and peace. Cheers, guys. Cheers.